welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 31st. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about having to be the voice of reason. I draw this from my own life, but I feel
Catherine has a story.
I feel like moms are more likely to be in this role in your traditional mom, dad family. Yeah. Moms are the ones who are like, well, is that a good idea? And then they are accused of being the squasher of all dreams and fun. Mm-hmm. And that just, I'm mad. Like, that's not, it's not that, I'm squashing fun for fun. I have a valid reason why this idea is terribly impractical and not going to work. And I then am told that I'm the bad cop, and I don't like it.
And so then you hit them over the head with a nightstick, right?
Right. So, do you agree with me that this is like, that this happens to moms? Like, you have to be the one to say, like, well, it would be great to keep the kids up until midnight.
Right.
But no, that's actually not a good idea. You know what I mean?
You're saying specifically your spouse has big ideas that you have to shoot down.
Yes.
As opposed to the kids having big ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just one of the most common phrases in our house is, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
0 sense. And
then is it followed by, but you always say that.
Yep. 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 There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm not here to just shoot down anything and everything, but when everything is shoot downable, what am I supposed to do?
That's the thing.
You have this gun and the stuff's right there. What are you going to do?
You keep giving me all these terrible ideas. I leave you with no choice.
And also, not for nothing, that, I hold my tongue a lot, but you can't prove a negative. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, well, I let X, Y, and Z slide, but I'm stop putting my foot down for this one. And, that doesn't work either. So I guess I don't really know what to do. And I just mostly want to complain. So, but today's Thursday, so.
So we'll just... Complaining, obsessing, very fine line.
Very, very, very.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think it's a thing that quite often happens to moms. And I don't know if that's just because moms end up cleaning up the mess afterwards. Yeah. Consoling the disappointed child or dealing with the behavior problems that come from, not enforcing a bedtime or whatever it is.
There's like usually a consequence, or there's usually something, the next step that isn't thought of. Right. Cause like, moms are project managers. We are constantly thinking about the project from start to finish. And people who are not project managers, who are specialists in certain areas, they don't see the big picture from start to finish. And so they come in with these grand ideas, and it's wonderful for halfway through the project, but it's going to have a huge impact on how that project turns out.
Right.
So, yeah. So they're not, it's just like they're parachuting in with these big ideas. But you're like, no, but XYZ, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work.
Right. And I don't know if is there a different way to approach it, I mean, to be like, well, let's look at how
you could
that
say,
would go.
Here's the file folder of the said project. You read it and let me know where you can fit this in.
Right.
You let me know what you can, how this is all going to work.
Right.
Because I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
You get the whiteboard with the pros and the cons on it.
The Excel sheet.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's about kind of resisting the impulse to be like, no way. And trying to, see it from the other person's point of view and
the other person's stupid ass point of view.
Stupid point of view.
Let me see if I were completely out on a limb. Well, how would I think of this?
Yeah, it's probably dumb. Not gonna happen.
That's hard to do when you know you're so right.
Oh yeah, all the time.
That's the hard part when you know you're right.
It happens daily. It's kind of like, how? Why do you think that this is going to work? Like, on what planet do you live? It's going to be appropriate. It's frustrating.
Yes, it's very frustrating and it's a lot about like just being made to feel like you're the dream. What did I say before? The dream squasher. It's just about practical, like, this is the world we live in,
Is there any level at which it becomes more comfortable for the person to propose big, unlikely things, knowing that you will squish it?
Yeah.
No danger, because that the enemy of fun will
you know what?
all the heat for
Step
not doing
right
it.
up.
You could just give the person a rubric ahead of time, or like a checklist, and if it meets this, and this, don't even say it.
Nicole is all full of tips based on her instructional and research background.
It's scaffolding. Scaffolding.
I want to see a PowerPoint.
Right. Before you bring this up.
Yeah. Yes, like, here's
absolutely.
the checklist. Run it through the checklist.
Yeah.
And if you think it's going to work, then you can bring it to me.
Right.
If not, don't even bother.
I feel like that.
Please schedule a time.
Right. If they actually followed that, then I wouldn't have to be the bad guy that always says no.
They'd still blame you.
They'd find a way.
We could just go off and have irresponsible fun if Mom didn't make us.
Right. If Mom didn't make us actually. And
somehow when it all goes wrong, they'll blame that on you too. So.
Yes. But that's the other part.
You were wishing for this to go bad. Are you happy now?
But I must say, there is a sharp decrease in those conversations once members of your family move out of the house. There's a lot less of that happens. So hang in there. It'll be over soon.
If that ever happens, some of us are still waiting for that.
Sorry.
Well, are you the fun squasher in your house, Terry?
I fear I am the one in my house with the stupid ideas.
That's why you've been so quiet.
That's why I've been so quiet. It's like, oh, yeah, well. Yeah, and usually I just do them anyway. Or
you do.
I don't know how things were when we started out on this journey, but pretty much early on we got to the point where I would have the big idea, I would research it, I would lay out how to do it, and then my husband would execute it. Right. And he didn't really ask questions. He just did. And some of the things we did worked out, and some of the things we did work out. Every now and then there's been something. I think at one point in high school, my son was offered a job at a supermarket, but it was a kind of job that my husband himself had once, and he felt that our son wasn't ready for it yet, and so I had to kind of squash that. But I blamed it on him, and, he was probably right. So, sometimes it's nice, like I said, that you kind of have this great idea, it's probably not practical, but you're happy when somebody else says, you can't possibly do that. And it's like, oh, man. Thank you. So
I'm not getting any thanks.
I do sometimes float. The thanks is understood. It's tacit.
I see.
I do sometimes run things past my husband and say, is this just really too ridiculous? And he will say yes or no.
See, that's good. That's just good teamwork.
Yes, absolutely. Just this morning, though, he was like, what you're saying makes no sense. I don't understand. And then I got all mad. But it was, all right, hear me out here. I know this is a little off topic, but quick vote. We're going to have this dishwasher repair to fix the thing on the side of the dishwasher, as I spoke about yesterday. And today, the repairman wanted to come over just to look at it so he would know which equipment to bring when he comes to actually fix it. So he's just going to open the dishwasher and look at it. My feeling is that the dishwasher should be completely empty. If somebody's going to stick their head in my dishwasher, I don't want them sticking it in on top of dirty dishes on the bottom. My husband thinks that's ridiculous. He's just going to look. It doesn't matter if there's dishes in it or not. What say you?
Clean it out.
I was told, that makes no sense. I don't understand why you would even think that. Who cares if there's dishes? I care.
Because it's courtesy. You don't want to be sticking your head in a dirty, smelly dishwasher.
Right.
I mean,
he's
the
got a job
odds
to
are
do,
that this
still.
person has seen some gross stuff.
I'm sure.
But yeah, if you can avoid it, you might as well.
Yes, it was very easy to take them out, which I did after my husband had left the house. Very quietly went in and took everything out. But
using my strategy of how to load the dishwasher, do it behind everyone's back.
It's I don't want to have the fight. I just want to do it. So. Anyway, back to, so I think I'm probably more guilty of having big ideas, and usually my husband will help me execute them, whether he thinks they're a good idea or not. But sometimes he just does say no, and sometimes I sulk. But I don't necessarily accuse him. He's certainly not the enemy of fun. He's the enemy of dreaming big dreams. He is a dream crusher sometimes, but those dreams generally deserve to be crushed. We're all better off for it. So I don't think we have that dynamic going on here, but I can absolutely relate to how thankless and frustrating it is.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Let me say thank you. Thank you, Catherine, for playing that role for your family. Good for you. You are of value, since nobody in your house is going to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Secretly down in their hearts, they know it. Well, fortunately, none of us ever squashes this big dream of a podcast, right?
That's right.
Sometimes we get together to record and we're like, I don't know about these topics, and is this really something we should be doing? And I really have more important stuff to do, but nope. We do it.
We carry on.
We carry on. And so now we say, with determination, that's it for today's Round 4.
And tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundabout of things that we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chats.